Hello, welcome to Dekalb Talks Tourism. Today we're focusing on the arts and new adventures, new opportunities. So I'd like to welcome a long-term friend, the go-to for me on anything art-related, David Thomas.
Hi, James.
The founder and artistic director at ArtStation. And we have Clarinda, who I just met, who is one of the originals
That's right.
from ArtStation.
That's right.
So we have a lot of fun things to talk about. I'm just saying fun because this is going to be fun for me because it's all stuff that I really don't know anything about. So let's just open it up and tell a little bit about your all's backgrounds and ArtStation backgrounds,
Okay. Well, we're actually just starting our 41st season. And what I did was get together with 5 of my college friends back in 1986. And 3 of them were from Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina. And that's where Clarinda and I met many years ago when we both were in college working on our bachelor's degrees in theater. I was a couple years older. After I went to graduate school and finished 2 MFAs at Virginia Tech, I also had 2 other friends that moved to Atlanta. So the 5 of us got together and came up with an idea of building this art center. Now, I already had a business plan, so I knew what I wanted to do, but I was hired by the Georgia Council for the Arts, which is the state arts agency, to consult with organizations on how to raise funds for the arts. So I was part of the governor's office, and my job was to travel throughout the state of Georgia and find those communities that really needed help in starting arts programs and helping very established. We funded places like the High Museum, the Symphony, the Alliance Theater. Sorry, I blanked. So my job was to just travel constantly throughout the state and help those folks. While I was doing that, I was finding out where the bodies were buried.
Yeah.
We got a lead gift from the Patillo family, and it was $100,000, and it was matched by the Woodruff Foundation, and before you knew it, we had raised $6 million to do the first phase of the building. So we wound up putting $12 million into that facility, and the most exciting thing about it, James, the building was built in 1918. It is on the historic register. It's the old trolley car station that went from downtown Atlanta to the terminus, and the terminus was located in Stone Mountain in the little village, and Georgia Power owned it. It was the Georgia Power and Railroad line, and they had a plan of continuing that all the way to Macon. And then in 1948, this thing came along called the bus, and that put the trolley system, unfortunately, out of business.
It'd be cool if we had that today.
Yes. And some of them are still operating in Seoul, Korea. Seoul, Korea bought almost all of the old, what I would call the vintage Victorian style, really beautiful trolleys. Some people stole them and made chicken houses out of them on farms. And we've discovered a couple and tried to buy them and move them, but they're so old they just fall apart when the cranes lift them. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
But there's a lot of details in the building that are very historically accurate and reflect what it once was, a trolley. And I just love the wall with all the quotes. I mean, art. There's something for everybody at ArtStation. There's classes. There's a professional theater. Upstairs is a beautiful gallery with a permanent collection and then rotating collections in the gallery. So,
and then the school, of course.
Right.
We have lots of classes for children and adults and lots of workshops, mainly for adults. Workshops are much better for adults, though. The lifestyle that we lead, they can't commit to a long kind of commitment, but they'll come for a 1 or 2 day workshop experience. So we do that too, and then we have lots of outreach that we do in the schools.
and cabaret. They've added a
cabaret theater that I think we've built since you've been there.
Yeah, that's the area right outside the main stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do. And we have that series is starting back again in September. We are at this show we're doing right now, Working, is the last show in our current season. And then we start back up in September.
Well, let's talk about the one you're ending, and then we'll talk about the ones you're beginning.
Well, the one that we're doing is called Working, and it's based on the book by Studs Turkle, who's he passed away in 2008, very well known as someone who wrote all these books, and the books are basically interviews with people from all areas of life. It's not just, waitresses and iron workers and steel masons and cleaning ladies, and they're all in there. But then you go all the way to the top 1% are in
CEOs
there.
and
CEOs and major business folks. None of them are identified by name. Of course, they're names, but they're made up. They're not giveaway. And Studs Terkel got the Pulitzer Prize for the second one that he wrote. And the Pulitzer Prize, he got that as far as nonfiction, non-general fiction. And so Stephen Swartz, a long time ago, we mentioned earlier that he was the producer and writer of Wicked, for example. So he adapted all these, not all of them, 26 of the characters are from the book. So we have 6 people playing all 26 characters.
Yeah, we all play multiple roles.
That's got to be interesting.
It's very fun. It's the most fun you can have as an actor to play multiple parts, I think. And I'm just so thrilled as an original founder he brought me back for this capstone of the 40th anniversary. And I'm just so proud that ArtStation has survived and thrived when so many places, went under, especially during COVID. We lost a lot of arts organizations. So ArtStation is here and going strong and heading into 41. But we're going out with a bang with the 40th season with this show. It's really technically very fun. There's a lot of projections and turntables, and then the 6 of us play all these multiple roles. I play an old school teacher who's just about worn out with her job, and a happy waitress who loves her life and wants to serve people, and then a high society lady who's
that's
a
gotta
fundraiser.
be, like, just getting your head around all this.
Yeah.
Totally different.
But I have to praise David's concept, because I think the way that it works is it's in this house of workers. We're all workers, and so we're all kind of wearing denim. And when I'm the fancy lady, I just put on kind of a fascinator and pearls, and then I'm her. And then when I'm the waitress, I just put on an apron. I got a towel. I'm the waitress. I'm
Okay,
her.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, so it's very. I think it's done in plain view of the audience, so they're really a part of it. And I just think that whole tribute to work, because creating and maintaining an arts organization, a gallery, a theater, classes, all that they do at ArtStation, that's work. And so
I don't think David, he just thinks it's all enjoyment.
Well, you can love your work.
True.
And a lot of people do. And I just think that for the capstone of the 40th season, this tribute to work is really nice. And as he says on the wall at ArtStation, the journey continues and the work continues. And so I'm very excited.
After when I'm gone.
Yeah. And I'm very excited to see, what's going to happen in the future, with this thing that you started, that we started, a long time ago.
Artistically, we always say that the arts, particularly at ArtStation, are not made for special days. They're made to make every day special. So anytime you come to ArtStation, something's going to be going on. It may be dirty and nasty paint all over people, but we don't close the doors and don't, not let you in. We want you to be a part of that. We don't believe in exposing anybody to the arts. We want to involve people in the arts, because exposure leads to a cold, and a cold leads to pneumonia. And we're not interested in that. We want you to be involved. So many of these characters that we're talking about, it's a life reflection. People commit themselves, what they used to, I'm a so-and-so, and I'm going to do this because my dad did it, my brothers do it, we're all iron workers, and we're going to do that until we can't climb up there anymore. And then this play covers that reflection part of your life, where maybe you're retiring for various reasons, but what if I had done something else?
Oh, that's the end of the first act. There's a beautiful song called "If I Could Have Been," and they kind of all have a quiet moment where they think about, and my character says, "I wanted to be a writer," like they tell their secret dreams. Yeah, but so dreams can come true at Art Station. I think you should tell people about involvement and coming to just walk in. What are the gallery hours?
10 to 5 every day.
10 to 5.
It's
Go
free.
over there.
It's free.
Walk in and just walk around and see the permanent collection and take it in.
Many years ago, the Atlanta Journal did a special feature, and they talked about, this has probably made me the proudest of what we've created, it's a place where you walk in, you feel welcome, and you feel comfortable. There's one article within the last 5 years that said, starting out as an arts organization in a trolley car center, and then eventually becoming an arts mecca. We love that because that's the goal, It always has been, but it's not easy to get to. And having a publication like the AJC recognize that is very important. And it helps us on all different levels. On raising money, art development as far as our audience expands. And our audience is really regional. We get people from the whole region. It's not just DeKalb County or Stone Mountain. We have a huge audience. People don't realize, but in Rockdale County and Gwinnett County and audiences in Lilburn and Lawrenceville and Monroe and, of course, North Atlanta, but from all over. So it really is a destination place. And we have subscribers that we've had for years. We did a lot of Pharaoh Sam's work, the very famous Georgia writer, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but he gave me the rights to all of his work.
Well, let's talk about your new season, and then we have a festival we want to talk about.
We are known for doing new work. There's not a lot of places that produce new work, James. Is like, if it's not published, and the audience knows about it, then it's a hard sell. So you're not going to come to Art Station and see Hello Dolly. Ain't going to happen. Like we're doing a new play this year. It's called Southern Comforts. It's a very emotional piece. It's about a lady late in life and a guy late in life. They both lost their spouses. One lives in New Jersey, northern New Jersey, and one in Tennessee, in Knoxville. And they both lost their spouses. And she goes to see her daughter who has an established business in New Jersey and meets this guy who's cranky. Like, why in the world would somebody fall in love with him? He's just so set in his ways and cranky. Just not a pleasant personality. So what happens is, a little predictable, is they meet and they eventually fall in love and get married. And she moves to New Jersey, which is totally out of her world. She's a good old Southern woman. And so they get married. She moves there, and she brings all her furniture, and he is livid. What is this stuff you're bringing to my world? Which was a very simple world. And, a bed, a dresser, a few things in the living room, but not extravagant at all. And she's an antique collector and all that. So anyway, they get married, and they're doing okay. They're really doing well until they have this discussion about, where are we going to be buried? And that becomes very important because he assumes he'll be buried next to his previous wife. She didn't go for that at all. So Southern Comforts really comes around to, when they do die, they eventually agree to go to Tennessee and be buried in Tennessee.
Oh, she's going to insist in the South.
Oh, my God. Yeah. But she wins, of course. But,
oh, yeah.
But it's very endearing, and to just watch that relationship grow is so important.
So after all those years of being cranky and old, he didn't figure out that the wife's going to win and give in?
I think he knew that. I think he knew that. I don't think he was stupid, but he wasn't comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But that's the reason the play is called Southern Comforts.
So that's going to be in Art Station when?
Oh, that is going to be in our February-March slot.
Okay.
Okay. So we're opening with a new play called The Night Before Christmas. It's a feel-good, family, something you want to bring your family to over the holidays, especially kids. It's a play about a lady that she's like, I don't like Christmas. I just don't want to celebrate, I don't want to go home to New York to where my family lives. I just want to be by myself right here. She goes to the grocery store. She's on her way out of the grocery store. There's a homeless guy laying on a bench, and he starts bothering her a little bit. And he tells her that he's Santa Claus. And she's like, yeah, right. So she goes home, and there's a knock on the door, and guess who it is? It's him. And he's filthy. He's been living on the streets. So eventually she allows him to take a shower there. And he comes out. He doesn't have any clothes that he brought with him. He comes out wearing those red, what do you call the underwear?
Union suit? The union suit.
Thank you.
Like Long Johns?
Long Johns,
yeah. Like Long Johns. And I can't remember exactly why they were Long Johns there, but anyway. So to make a very long story short, you realize that he is Santa Claus.
So when does that start? I guess like maybe
that
Thanksgiving?
Starts like the 10th of December, runs through Christmas. Yeah. We're doing an older play by Christopher Durang, which probably doesn't mean anything to you. But Christopher Durang is a very famous playwright, but he's a little bit on the edge, if you know what I mean. It's not a play that we could have done a long time ago. Now we can. But the play is called The Dining Room. And
that's A.R. Gurney.
A.R. Gurney.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
You're right. A.R.
A.R. Gurney.
Which is pretty much very similar. But anyway, this is about, when Americans used to come home, work, school, whatever, and everybody went to the dining room in the house to eat. And they talked. And they talked about what was going on.
Definitely before the cell phones.
Yeah, exactly. And there are 6 people playing 32 characters.
Yeah, it's very interconnected. There's like one person will walk out of one scene and then another person enters, and yeah,
that's got to be interesting just to watch the operations of it.
Yeah,
that and to direct it, it's hard to use.
But I think it's such a great challenge and great fun for actors as well to play multiple roles.
Well, I have to say, I think you all do a phenomenal job in going into you called it edgy, which would be the edgy side of things.
Yeah, we're not afraid of that.
But we need to be able to know and see and progress as a person and a community.
Well, I always think that good theater is a conversation, and I love the idea that you do a play and then the people leave the play, they leave the theater and they walk to the car, and that car conversation on the way out. Well, what did you think about that old school
I like
teacher?
It when the first 5 minutes of that conversation is nobody says a word. They're thinking it.
If you go to see a play and you're thinking about it the next day, we've done our job.
Yeah.
If it's thought provoking, and the same thing with the gallery, that you would walk around and see something that speaks to your heart. And I think that's the thing that arts can do for a community. It is an economic impact. And David's done a lot of work with his degree in management and everything, and his experience with Georgia Council for the Arts about the economic impact that the arts have on a community. And that's certainly been the case there in the village.
Yeah. And James knows, because we call it cultural tourism.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Works.
No, it's huge.
It does work.
It works, yeah.
And it's getting more important now than even before.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like in Atlanta, the cultural aspect might not be there anymore. I mean, the true stories are there, but like buildings and different aspects of it, you don't see anymore.
Right. They tear things down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that.
Well, I did. Sorry. I don't hold back. But we're not tearing anything down in Stone Mountain. We're doing our best to restore. And, we're proud to be a leader in that. We're on the National Historic Register. And, I'm sure James, that whole 2-block area is on the National Register as a district, not each individual property.
I didn't know that part.
And we do historic tours at ArtStation. We do historic tours about the history of the building. And we go outside of ArtStation. We talk about all the granite patterns, from the alligator style to the rumble. I mean, Shermantown, is a very historic African-American community located about 2 blocks from where we are.
Well, thank you. I've got one closing statement. And normally we want you to say your favorite place to eat and shop in Dekalb, but, like 3 of your...
We've already name dropped a bunch of places
I know, so
that we
may have
love.
already said it.
My favorite
Okay, which is your favorite?
He's going to tell you.
is in Decatur. It's a Thai restaurant. Oh, what's the name of it?
Oh, I know that one.
It's right next to the there's a pharmacy, and then what is it? Green Ginger.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Green Ginger. I love that place. I go all the time. I pray for a Thai restaurant in Stone Mountain Village.
I'm trying to get this breakfast place I went to. It's on Cheshire Bridge, and it's like a modern diner, but the waiter was better than any 5-star waiter I've ever had.
It's like
That's
my
the character
character.
she's playing.
There you go.
She's very proud and she wants to serve. I got to give one small shout out to David took me the other day. It was to Metro Diner.
Yeah.
They have a soup. A soup is great for actors because it's not too heavy.
It's
When
a
you have to
lemon
perform.
Greek.
Oh, you go. Is that the one in Marietta?
No, we have one in Stone Mountain. It's been there a long time.
Oh, the
It's
one on the other
of the park.
side
It's
in
the other side of
Gwinnett.
the mountain, and it's
Yeah.
near Walmart and
I know exactly
Gwinnett
where.
Suites and Holiday Inn.
And he's like, you have to have this soup. And then I was like, okay, it's kind of hot. I don't know if it's a day for soup. And we had the soup. I was like, oh my God, this is the best soup ever. So I think I have to plug that as a visitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to eat there a lot with my family.
Yeah. Well, that soup is terrific. Lemon chicken soup.
And they're all Greek, and those are very special people.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying that because
but I get it.
I have spent a lot of time in Greece.
Well, thank you all. I appreciate you being here.
Sure, thanks for having us.
Be sure to watch our next show and go to ArtStation and participate in all these wonderful events. And make sure you go to Tour Southern Ghost and see the new experience.
And our website is
Yes.
www.artstation.org.
Because if you do COM, there's another ArtStation somewhere.
Oh, that's in Arizona. You don't want
Yeah.
to do that.
Artstation.org.
Correct.
So you can go
or you
there
can just
to
put
find all your
ArtStation
information.
Stone Mountain. It'll pop right up.
That's on
Stone
Instagram.
Mountain
Yeah.
Village. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.